The next area which we are doing is non-current assets, which is a very big topic. Will take around 3-4 classes, either 3 or 4. There are 7 to 8 IFRS we are going to cover. IFRS, IAS, whatever, under non-current assets. Again, when I am explaining the thing, keep your question with yourself. My advice, I will finish everything. You will not have any question. अब अगर EPS में क्वेश्चन आएगा उसका एक ही कारण है कि you are not following me whatever I am saying. That's the only issue. Similarly here, let me finish everything. Every student who has studied accounts, सबका पढ़ा हुआ ही. I am assuming zero study. I am assuming you are 10 pass out student, never studied accounts. So don't take tension. But you need to give me time to explain the concept. That is my request to all of you. We are saying there are 2 types of assets in an organization. Non-current assets means fixed assets and current assets. Earlier non-current assets, we say them fixed assets. But I don't know for how many years we are not using the word fixed assets. Terminology used is non-current assets. If I will say that you all are in front in the class, I am using a computer, I am using 2 laptops to mixing the thing, I am using a camera, I am using displays, furniture, all. I am already using these things for years, 3, 4, 5 years. And I am going to use these things still for years. So non-current means not current. Non-current means that asset which will be used by the organization in conducting the business activities for many years. What are the business activities? Like we discussed in the last class, that is yesterday class, first class, the format. I said everybody, those who don't have good knowledge of accounting, those who have confusion, please make the format. When you make the format, your understanding will go to the next level. So in the format, profit and loss account, cost of sale, admin, distribution, different activities are there. Somebody asked me, sir, आपके केस में cost of sale क्या होएगा? I said, यहाँ जो भी खर्चा लग रहा है वो cost of sale है, सब. Because तभी तो I am able to give you classes. So if you are using the asset, which I am not talking, land, building, plant, machinery, building, whatever, कुछ भी, machine, furniture, whatever. If you are using the asset in manufacturing activity, it is cost of sale. If you are using the asset in admin activity, it is administration. If you are using the activity for selling and distribution, it is selling and distribution. There are millions of organizations and 1,000 types of industry. किसका क्या है ये बोल नहीं सकते. लेकिन हर कोई कुछ ना कुछ तो they are doing some activity. In those activities, they are using so many assets. And those assets they are using continuously for years. They are non-current. They are not current. Because they are used in the business activities. By using in the business activities, I am generating economic benefit. By using this computer, laptop, camera, place, I am getting tuition fees. I am getting income. I am getting economic benefit. I can't say that how much income from computer, how much from laptop, how much from camera. Nobody can say. Not a single organization. But I know that these assets I am using in my business to generate economic benefit. So first of all, it should be an asset which will be used in the business activities for more than a year, and it is helping the organization to generate economic benefit. This can be a suppose I will say a company used in a construction business. They are constructing property and then letting it out. They are constructing property and then letting it out. If they are constructing property and letting it out, they may be letting it out for 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. उनका काम है, बेचते भी हैं, रेंट पे भी लेट आउट करते हैं, लीज पे. that asset is also a business activity. For me, if I purchase a property and letting it out, that is not my business. My business is providing training classes. My business is not investing my surplus money in the property and letting out. But there are many construction companies, there are many organizations who have this business. They purchase the property, they construct the property, then they let out. They are doing this business. There are two IAS. One is IAS 16, which we are discussing, and one is IAS 40, which we will discuss in the next class. IAS 16 is business assets. IAS 40 is investment property. Now there also in IAS 40 it is written property which is let out. Now the student, I think 99% student had asked this question, sir, here also rental, there also rental, aise kaise sir? So I say in the first class only always, कि if your business is to let out, then it is IAS 16. If your business, Saraf Academy, business is not letting out property, but I am purchasing a property and letting out, then it is IAS 40. What is IAS 40 investment property? We will discuss next class. But I am talking about taking an asset and then giving on rental basis is also a non-current asset, because that non-current asset you are doing, you can say business. And that is your business, that is not your investment activity. And you will be using the asset for the business purpose for years. That is also non-current asset. These all examples I have said tangible non-current assets. But intangible, my logo, brand, image, goodwill, technical know-how, I am not discussing now. But we will discuss not next class, next to next class, intangible assets also. That is also non-current. The logo I am using already for years in my classes. And for developing the logo, for registration of logo, I have paid good amount of money. So that is also an asset for me, but that is intangible. If you can touch something, if you can feel something, you will say, sir, logo ko bhi to touch kar sakte hain. That touching we are not saying. Intangible means as per the document, as per the write-up, this belongs to you. So this logo belongs to me. You can see that on the top in the bracket R is written. Registered. It's a registered logo. Nobody can use in the world this registered design. Maybe they have the name Saraf or anything. They are using the color blue and orange. But this type of designing is not allowed, because this is Saraf Academy registered logo. So it is written in a document with the photo given by the government as a license, as a document, कि Saraf Academy का ये logo है. Nobody can use. On the document you will get the proof that this asset belongs to you. Even tangible assets also. This computer belongs to me. Based on invoice, bill, ownership. Similarly, intangible assets also, there is a proof that you by document. I am not discussing intangible now. We will discuss after 2 class. But I am discussing for the time being tangible. But the same thing which we are discussing for tangible, we will discuss for intangible also. Intangible assets also are used in business activity, are going to be used for many years, and they will help the company to generate economic benefit. This portion is common in intangible asset also. So the definition, the explanation which I am giving for tangible, the same explanation is there for intangible. Further addition is there, which we will discuss after 2 class. Now, if anybody has studied accounts, you must have prepared balance sheet. Balance sheet में लिखते थे land, building, plant and machinery, furniture, motor car, dung, tung, tung, that. We are talking about IFRS or Ind AS. IFRS is applicable for corporates. Even our IFRS is also there for small and medium sized entities, separate IFRS. But there is no difference for them also. Even in India also. Ind AS for normal corporate, bigger corporate, Ind AS for small and medium sized entities. For every corporate, we are required to follow what is written in IAS 16. This is saying that you will not write in the balance sheet property, plant. You will write one single heading. Property, plant and equipment, which we discussed yesterday in the format. In the non-current asset, the first heading was property, plant and equipment. Property means land and building. Plant means plant and machinery. And other assets, equipment means furniture, computer, laptop, everything. एक ही single heading है balance sheet में, not 10 headings. I am using so many assets in my classes, but in the balance sheet it is one single line. In the statement of financial position, one single line. Property, plant and equipment. That's the only figure. But breakup of that, those who are practically working, there are 80% students in our class are doing in accounting area working. You must have prepared fixed assets, non-current assets schedule. That is property, furniture, fixture, plant, machinery, this, that, their original cost, further addition, deduction, disposal, accumulated depreciation, this, that, so many things. हम लोग भी वो करेंगे. But you do make an annexure for property, plant and equipment in the balance sheet, whatever is the figure. Beside that, there is written annexure number 5, 10, 11, whatever. And in the annexure, we can see the entire breakup. The rule is that in accounting, we need to write all the tangible non-current assets under one heading. Property, plant and equipment in the balance sheet. All plus, minus, term, whatever will be there in the annexure in the schedule notes to accounts. What will be there in the annexure notes to accounts? Don't take tension. But then to write that figure, to write that amount in the balance sheet, what will be that amount? How we will get that amount? Obviously, if I will say that amount of this logo, amount of this computer, this laptop, I am not talking intangible, tangible. मेरे पास bill होगा from the organization from whom I purchased this computer. Bill is in the name of Saraf Gurukul Private Limited, brand name Saraf Academy. Bill is saying that when the delivery of computer received, Bill is saying that when I made the payment, because accountant when payment done paid on this date with this check with online whatever, proof मिलेगा. In bigger organization, they have non-current asset register. I don't have register because it will be able to see from my accounting records. But bigger organization have the register. There is a proof that you purchased this asset, you acquired this asset at this price, this cost. If I will say that I have not purchased, I have developed the computer, I have developed this property, I have not purchased. तो मेरे पास proof होगा कि to develop this property, how much material, labor, expenditures I incurred to develop this property. It is not that non-current asset, fixed assets, we will purchase only. We will develop on our own. Millions of organizations are developing. So whatever assets cost, whether it's purchased or whether it's developed by you, you need to have a proof that this is the cost I incurred. If you don't have proof, you can't recognize in the books. You have to have the proof for recognition of an asset in the books. And it should be satisfying non-current asset criteria. That is, it should be used in the business activities for many years usable, and it is going to give economic benefit. When the two conditions, the cost is identifiable, properly measurable, and it proves the definition that it is going to be used in business activities for many years, going to give economic benefit and all that, then only we can record an asset in the books of accounts. Then only it is allowed to record the asset in the books of accounts. If you develop an asset, if you are not purchasing, you are developing. Suppose to make this property, I appointed an architect. And the architect made the design 3D and all that, and he charged 1 lakh rupees. Without architect design, whether this can be developed? No. Suppose to purchase this property, I hired a legal person, lawyer, to check whether the property is legal, it can be transferred in my name and all that. I hired some legal person. Maybe suppose I hired a professional person, chartered accountant, ACCA, CIMA qualified to arrange the funds to make the deal proper for me. I paid some professional fees to that person also. And at the same time, whatever material, labor and expenditure I incurred, all combined will be treated as cost of the asset. All combined. There can be something. Suppose I am engaged in mining industry. Mining industry. Suppose Reliance industry. They are doing extraction of oils. There are many companies. In the mining company, what happens that if they take a place where they will dig and they will extract the materials, then after the materials are extracted in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, it is a rule that the place will be given back to that person, maybe government or anybody. And that place which will be given back, that place need to be made the same way it was earlier before digging. That is generally the case in many type of assets. So the cost is not only what I am incurring now, as a professional fees, as a legal fees, as a digging cost, that is not only the non-current asset. But whatever I will incur after 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, based on forecast, I will incur to make the place the way it is. That also will be the part of the asset. Because if you don't sign that agreement, if you don't accept that, you can't use the mine. You can't generate economic activity. You can't develop economic activity there. So that is also the part of the asset. Now the problem arises. If I am paying money now, but if I will be paying money after 20 years, if I am paying money now 1 lakh today, and if I will pay $1 lakh after 20 years, $1 lakh after 20 years is not the value today. Time value of money. So accounting, even though not related with finance, but anywhere in the syllabus, any IAS, IFRS, wherever the value is going to be arising 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years later, then we calculate present value. Present value means in the market, suppose inflation, suppose the person who is investing money requires some return, any risk. Suppose we are going in banks FD, we will be getting in the market 7 to 8% interest. So we will be calculating that 7 to 8% as a rate present value. Present value means $1 lakh including interest at the rate of 7 to 8% after 20 years is 1 lakh. But if we deduct 7 to 8% interest from 1 lakh for 20 years, then what is the value today? That is called present value. Present value means excluding interest. Suppose the present value is coming 30,000. If you add 30,000 pay interest at the rate of 7%, first year 30,000 into 7%, 2,100. So first year end it will become 32,100. Second year interest 32,100 into 7%. So it will be greater than 2,100. Automatically it will become 1 lakh after 20 years. We are saying that if we exclude the interest, the value is coming 30,000. So we will consider in the asset cost 30,000, not 1 lakh. For whatever expenditure we are incurring now, that to cost. But whatever expenditure we will incur in future, present value of that expenditure will also be considered as a part of the asset. Because without that, you can't use the asset. You can't generate economic benefit. You are not allowed to use. So your entire value will be treated as the cost of the asset. Arif, do you want to say anything? No problem, sir. Just that we should keep in mute mode because otherwise in voice disturbance are arising. Okay? So what I am saying that, first of all, what is a non-current asset? Why it will be classified as a non-current asset? Then second, what is the value at which we will be recording the asset? If we are purchasing, whatever cost we are giving. If we are developing, whatever cost we are incurring to develop, including the dismantling cost also. Including the regeneration cost also, whatever. That will be treated as the cost of the asset. Somebody will say that, sir, it is not that an asset will involve expenditure only when we acquire. It will be requiring further expenditures also to run the business, like maintenance of computer, laptop, camera, maintenance of this property. There are regular expenditure on the assets. There is no asset where regular expenditure will not be there. But if I am incurring maintenance or cleaning of this place, so either I will be getting benefit because of cleaning for years. In the year, the cleaning done, the maintenance done, in the year, I get the benefit. So those expenditures are not a part of the asset value. Those expenditures are business expenditure, which will be recorded in profit and loss account under the respective heading and will be used to calculate income. But suppose I am doing some expenditure on the asset which will increase my income. Suppose this computer, the RAM in this computer is I think 64 GB or 128 GB, I don't remember. But suppose this computer is already 3-4 years old. And it is creating problem in the classes or sometime when I am working. I asked the technical person, he came. He said that, sir, you need to increase the RAM. Otherwise, you need to change the machine. I said that, what will be the cost of RAM? He said that, sir, we need to increase to 56, double karna hoega. And the cost for that will be 25,000 INR. I said, okay. Then I said, how long it will be able to be used? He said that if you don't do that, it can be used for 1 year. But if you change the RAM, then it can be used for further 3 years. You understand that this is not a normal repair and maintenance. This is increasing the life of the asset. So by incurring further expenditure, if we increase the life, or if we can increase more income, the production is happening some units, but after doing that, the production will be double. The production will be 20% more. If it has the effect of increasing the economic income, that is in two cases. Either there is increase in the life or there is increase in the production or any income. Then that will be recorded as a non-current asset. Maybe separately or maybe added to the same asset. You will say, why separately or added to the same asset? If the original asset can be used for 1 year, but the separate, suppose in a machine I am adding a generator. Maybe the machine is out of order. Generator can be used further. So generator will be a separate asset and the machine is a separate asset. So we need to check whether it has a different component, a different life stream, then that will be a separate asset. But if it is a part of the original asset, then it is added to the original asset. And that will be capitalized, that will be added to the asset value. The subsequent expenditure should have the effect of increasing economic benefit. The increase in the economic benefit is possible in two ways. Increase in life or increase in production income. Otherwise, all subsequent expenditures are normal business expenditure. They will be charged to profit and loss account from sales to calculate income. So for subsequent expenditure, still they are following the economic benefit story. And I think it is logical. If I am doing a RAM expenditure 25,000, that will help me to increase the life from 1 year to 3 years. That is not a normal revenue expenditure. That's a capital expenditure that will be added to the asset value and we will be doing depreciation. So now the question comes, we understand what is a non-current asset. We understand there is one single heading. We understand there is a schedule to be prepared. The detail of schedule I will be coming. We understand that the asset value will be at cost. We understand that what is included in the cost. We understand that what is subsequent expenditures, whether it will be asset or it will be expenditure. So entire thing leading to one another area, depreciation. The question is what is depreciation? This computer I purchased around 3-4 years back, just before Corona, around 2019. So 19, 20, 21, 22, 4th year is running. Suppose the computer wala or I thought that this will be used for 5 years. So I purchased this computer for around 1.5 lakh. And I am going to use this computer in 5 years for generating my business income, business activity. So this 1.5 lakh need to be deducted from income to calculate net income. But this 1.5 lakh cannot be deducted in the year of purchase because it is going to give economic benefit in 5 years. So I will deduct the expenditure 1.5 lakh in 5 years from income. That is, you can say, depreciation. The depreciation is a systematic allocation of the cost of the assets during the life of the asset. Systematic allocation of the cost of the assets during the life of the asset. Now somebody was asking in the last class, sir, straight line, WDB, tum tam. Now I am in a position to tell you straight WDB. If we do depreciation on a straight line basis, that means every year same expenditure, 1,50,000 divided by 5, 30,000 in Saraf Academy every year. Now initially when we purchase the asset, computer or anything, the repair and maintenance is very less because it is new, whether it's a motor car, any asset. But as the asset becomes older, then the repair and maintenance expenditure increases. So if you are charging 30,000 depreciation every year is straight line method, in the initial year there is no repair and maintenance. The expenditures is only 30,000 to calculate income. But in the subsequent year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, the depreciation is still 30,000. But the repair and maintenance is also 20, 25, 30,000. So in the subsequent years, the expenditures will be higher. That means you are showing gloomy, a very good picture in the beginning by recording lower expenditures and later on push, khatam. So the accounting body said that if we follow written down value method of depreciation, reducing balance, then you know that ki depreciation in first year will be highest, second year lower than first year, third year lower than second year, fourth year lower than third year. Suppose depreciation rate as per WDB is 40%. So 1,50,000 into 40%, 60,000 first year. No repair and maintenance, new asset. Second year depreciation 1,50,000 minus 60. That is 90,000 into 40%, 36,000. Second year some repair and maintenance. And the total is coming 60 only, more or less. Third year again lower depreciation. But third year repair and maintenance is further higher. So ultimately if you do the reducing balance method of depreciation relating to asset, the expenditure allocation is more logical than as compared to straight line method. So the accounting body, income tax department, company law generally suggests that we should be following reducing balance method. No foundation, we should be. But suppose property, this property, the life of the property is 50 years, whether I do class for FR, whether FM, this, that, तो भाई यहाँ पर straight line लगा सकते हैं. So it is not saying, accounting body is not saying that you have to use this method. But most of the assets, generally accounting body, income tax, company law and a rational person says that we should follow reducing balance method of depreciation. Now depreciation amount in straight line will be same, but in reducing balance will be different. First year highest, lower, lower, lower. What will be the rate of depreciation in reducing balance? That you need to decide, that you need to calculate. No formula. We are saying that the depreciation will not be of 1,50,000. If after 5 years I can get 5,000 by selling the computer, that I can estimate, my computer supplier said that sir utna aa jayega. So depreciable amount is 150 minus 5,000. It is an estimation, estimated salvage value. But the depreciable amount is not 1,50,000. 1,50,000 minus 5, 1,45,000. So I will charge as per straight line if I am going. Depreciation 1,45,000 divided by 5. Every year same. But if reducing balance, first year higher depreciation, second year lower, 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 the total depreciation in 5 years will be 145 only, not 146, not 150. The rate will be decided in such a way that the total depreciation cannot be greater than the depreciable amount. Depreciable amount is original cost minus estimated salvage value. Depreciable amount, depreciation depends upon estimated life. How long I am going to use the asset. Depreciation depends upon method. Which method I want to follow. Now the problem arises. If I am purchasing a computer today I am estimating a salvage value, I am estimating life 5 years, I am doing a particular method of depreciation, but after few months, maybe after 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, I am analyzing that I was wrong at that time. The estimated salvage value was not correctly estimated. The life estimation was wrong. The method was wrong. The rate was wrong, whatever. It is not that earlier I did anything wrong. But later on, after working on the assets, I realized that there is some problem. I should not have done that, whatever I did earlier. But whatever is done, is done. You can't change whatever is done. If yesterday class is over. That can be done as recording, but not going to be done again live. I mean to say that life में जो हो जाता है सो हो गया. You can't change it. Now when you realize that salvage value not properly estimated, life properly not estimated, method was not proper, rate was not proper, whatever, maybe combination of these factors. But now when you are realizing that you did something wrong, for future, you will charge a depreciation as per the revised estimate. Revised life, revised salvage value, revised method, revised rate. Whatever may be the case. We are not saying that the organization has done anything wrong, because we cannot be God. When we work, when we operate, then only we come to understand, Arey bhai, this should not be like this, this should be like this. So the accounting body is saying that you charge a depreciation, whatever method you like. Maybe there is production machine hour method, that there is a machine which will be running in total for 1 lakh hour. Any method. No, the accounting body, IFRS, Ind AS, not saying that this is the only method which you can use. No, sir. It is said by company law, it is said by income tax. Accounting does not say this is the method. You can follow any method for any asset. Now somebody was asking yesterday, sir, if I am using another method than others, then I said that कि दुनिया में जितने भी ट्रेनिंग प्रोवाइडर्स हैं वो कंप्यूटर पे डेप्रिसिएशन WDV 60% कर रहे हैं. मेरे को 60 नहीं करना है, मेरे को स्ट्रेट लाइन करना है. दुनिया से मैं अलग हूं. वाई? इज देयर एनी लॉजिक? इफ आई हैव सस्टेनेबल लॉजिक देन अलाउड, अदरवाइज नॉट. I will say that there is no logic possible, because in case of computer, laptop and all that electronic items, we generally think that the obsolescence arises very fast, बहुत जल्दी. So normally the income tax and company law depreciation rate is, I think, around 60% WDV, reducing balance. So in books of accounts also we follow that only. But if in books of accounts you want to follow some other rate, nobody is questioning you. But if you are a bigger organization listed in a stock exchange, your auditor will challenge you. If you don't convince your auditor that I am doing depreciation like this because of this, that, the auditor will qualify the report. The auditor will say that the company's financials are not providing true and fair view. They have done the depreciation like this, whereas the depreciation should have been done like this, because this is the industry norm. So your financial statements, when qualified, auditor is not accepting, it will be affecting your business and everything. So आप सोचने के लिए तो सोच सकते हैं कि I can do whatever I like. No sir. जब दुनिया में सब ऐसा कर रहे हैं तो आप अकेले ही नए नवेले हैं क्या? नहीं allowed. Not allowed. Even though IFRS says, Ind AS says not allowed. Unless and until you have very, very perfect justified reason, which the auditor is satisfied. अब ये वही बात है कि unethical thing in the practical world. Auditor को पैसा फैसा देकर बना लिए, and we are increasing profit, decreasing profit like anything. Auditor is not qualifying the report also. गलत किसका है? कुछ नहीं बोल सकते यार. ऑडिटर भी रॉन्ग नहीं है, कंपनी भी, लेकिन बेवकूफ तो बना रहे हैं ना दुनिया को. वी आर मेकिंग बैड द वर्ल्ड. When in the world there are any organization, they are following a particular method. You only want to follow. आपके पास कोई लॉजिक हो ही नहीं सकता है. जनरली इम्पॉसिबल है कि आप कोई लॉजिक देकर बोल सकते हैं कि इसलिए मैं कर रहा हूं. ऐसा कुछ नहीं. दैट मीन्स एक्चुअली आप विंडो ड्रेसिंग करके प्रॉफिट बढ़ा रहे हो, गिरा रहे हो, आपके हाथ में है. क्या करना है? इट इज इन योर हैंड. द अकाउंटिंग बॉडी सेइंग दैट यू कैन चेंज, you can charge whatever you like, but the accounting body also saying that it should be logically acceptable, otherwise not. So normally practical life में कभी भी अगर ये क्वेश्चन आता है कि we want to charge depreciation like this, others are doing this, you You can't do. Not allowed. आपको करना है फिर भी करिए, accounts is not questioning, but allowed नहीं. So depreciation initially based on the estimate, but it need to be revised if the estimate change. The estimation need to be analyzed at least हर साल में. We are making the accounts for March 2022. Now March 2023, we should check the estimate, are we correct or not? Not every day, but we should be checking the estimate that whether we are correct in presenting our financial statements. So depreciation, WDV is best reducing, but there is no rule that you need to follow WDV, the reducing balance method only. Then comes this property, where I am taking the class. I purchased around 13-14 years back. I purchased for say 1 crore, but the value today is 3 crore. So when I am doing business, when I am asking loan from banks or anything, they are considering the value of the property 3 crore, not 1 crore. But in the books I am writing 1 crore minus accumulated depreciation of all the years. Accounting body said that actually your financial statement are not giving true and fair view. You have the asset of 3 crore and you are writing in your balance sheet of 50 lakh, 60 lakh. That's not correct. But then the problem is that who will decide that the value is 3 crore? I will say 3 crore, you will say 4 crore, somebody will say, yaar 50 aadmi. It is not share market, Reliance Industry share price. It is something which is subjective. अगर आप कैलकाटा में जाएंगे, in Kolkata, in one on road, in gully and all that, there are different prices here. It's a very, very confusing thing. So the accounting body said that if you are recording the asset at cost minus accumulated, that is not correct, because that is wrong. Your value is different. But the value which you will be want to write, how you will calculate? How? Maybe the value is different, logical, but how you will calculate? So the problem is that that calculation will be done by a certified valuer. I cannot do that calculation from Pinto or Neve. I need to do the valuation through a certified valuer. Who are the certified valuer? They have been allowed by Indian government, by Indian regulatory authorities to value the property. There are valuer for valuing property. There are valuer for valuing gold, silver. There are valuer for valuing plant, machinery, furniture, every. They have get the certificate from the government that they can value the assets, this type of assets in an organization. I cannot do the valuation on my own. I need to appoint that person. Then we will be doing valuation, applying the logics and principles which has been taught to them. And then they will be giving a certificate that this is the value. They will be charging for that fees, and fees very good amount. At least 2 to 3% of the asset value. So if a big company say $500 million assets and they want to do the fair valuation by a certified valuer, the expenditure will be 500 into 2% say, that is also coming $10 million. कौन देगा पैसा इतना? And a small company like Saraf Gurukul तो कोई हाल में नहीं. I'm not interested in recording 3 crore. So you can record in the books the fair value, the revalued figure. That is not a compulsion. But you need to do the fair valuation, not self, by the certified valuer. And when you do the fair valuation by a certified valuer, you can't do the fair valuation of one single asset. A class of assets in that category all should be valued. Suppose I want to do the fair valuation of computer. Computer laptop here, computer laptop in my office. In my entire organization, all computer laptops should be fair valued. If I'm talking about property, this property, my tuition center property, all need to be fair valued. In one class, you can't decide I will fair value this only. I will do revaluation this only. You have to do the revaluation of all the assets in that class. I'm not saying property, plant, furniture, computer, all. No. One class, whatever assets you have, in that class, the fair valuation, revaluation need to be done. Not by you, by the certified valuer. Then you can record 3 crore. 1 crore depreciated value 50, I can record 3 crore. That 3 crore will be the value in my books which others are considering, because my value of assets is 3 crore only. Now how this will be accounted for? This is not a compulsion, but you can do that revaluation if you want, and you can record with the certified valuer, whatever certificate they give, you can show that value. In the books, 1 crore was the value some years back, 10, 12 years back. Depreciation already charged 40 lakh. So the value in the books is 60 lakh. I need to keep the value to 3 crore because I got the certificate from the valuer, and that is logical. So I will be recording 3 crore in place of 60 lakh. The gain is how much? 2.4 crore. That 2.4 crore we discussed yesterday. In PL account, other comprehensive income. Under other comprehensive, I gave this example only. Revaluation reserve or revaluation surplus. I said you can write anything aapko jo likhna ho, but this is not a money I am getting in my pocket. But I am allowed to do this, and I will record in the profit and loss account under the heading other comprehensive income. I will be recording under other comprehensive income because this is not the money I got. So in the asset side, assets value 3 crore. And in the PL account, other comprehensive income 2.4 crore. That you will prepare in a statement of changes in equity. In a statement of changes in equity, share capital, retained earning, revaluation reserve column. There you will write 2.4 crore. And in the balance sheet, you will be writing revaluation reserve or revaluation surplus, whatever. In the balance sheet, liability side under equity, revaluation reserve 2.4 crore. So asset side 2.4 crore higher, liability side 2.4 crore a reserve, revaluation reserve. Asset side 2.4 crore higher and the liability side 2.4 crore higher. Both the places 2.4 crore higher. At both the places, balance sheet will tally. But in the PL account, that is other comprehensive income, not a realized gain. Now from now onwards, you will charge a depreciation on 3 crore. Because when the value is 3 crore, you will charge a depreciation on 3 crore for the balance life. This is allowed. You can. Anybody, any organization can, following the guidelines, can revalue their assets and they can record the revalued figure. Now it is not essential that always every asset's value will go up. It can go down also. Suppose I am not talking property, I am talking about computer, laptop. The value may go down. That the value 1,50,000 minus depreciation of 4 years is say 90,000. The certified valuer is giving the value 80,000. So the value is going down 10,000, not going up. So in the asset side, I will record computer 80, not 90. And the 10,000 is recorded in the PL account as a loss, not other comprehensive, PL account loss, like a depreciation. Not a depreciation, revaluation loss. In which heading? If the computer is used for cost of sale activity, under cost of sale. If the computer is used for admin activity, under administration overhead. Wherever the asset is used, there we will record the expense. That means your profit will be reducing by 10,000. If it is increase in value, that is not realized gain, other comprehensive. If it is decrease in value, that is loss, depreciation, recorded in PL account. There is no revaluation reserve adjustment for that. How we account for? Suppose I am talking about property. Property value original cost 12 years back, 10 years back, 1 crore. Depreciated value after depreciation is 60 lakh, 40 lakh depreciation. But original cost 1 crore. The valuer is saying that the value is 3 crore. 1 crore to 3 crore, I need to increase the asset value by 2 crore. Whenever we purchase an asset, somebody will say journal entry. Whenever you get something, that is debited. So when you purchase an asset, asset debited. So 20 years back, 10 years back, I debited the asset by 1 crore. But now the asset value is 3 crore. So 1 crore to 3 crore, 2 crore is the increase in the asset value. So asset value, property will be debited by 2 crore. In the last 10 to 12 years, I have charged a depreciation 40 lakh. Every year, one by one, total 40 lakh. But now that depreciation is not relevant. I will charge a depreciation on 3 crore for future. So entire depreciation which I charge, cancel. Cancel. The depreciation entry every year, depreciation account debit, credit accumulated depreciation. Depreciation is an expense. Expense is debited and it is credited in accumulate. 1 year, 10,000. Second year, 10 plus 10, 20. Third year, 10 plus 10, 30. But depreciation is going in PL. Accumulated figure is increasing. That accumulated figure, credit figure is 40 lakh. Cancel. So accumulated depreciation debit 40 lakh. So you have debited 2 crore assets value. You have debited 40 lakh, whatever the depreciation done up till now. The total is automatically coming 2.4 crore. Automatically. 60 lakh to 3 crore, 2.4 crore, that is the increase gain. That 2.4 crore you will say OCI revaluation reserve, revaluation surplus, credit, revaluation gain, revaluation surplus, OCI, whatever name you want to give here. Because in the PL account, it will be coming under other comprehensive income. And it is revaluation reserve, revaluation gain. So you will record in PL account under OCI, and in the balance sheet under reserves, revaluation reserve, revaluation gain, whatever name you want to give. If there is a decrease, like I said, computer 90 to 80, I said, so computer value when I purchased 1 lakh 50, now I am saying that revalued figure is 80, not 90. 90 to book value after depreciation, 80. So computer will be credited 1 lakh 50 minus 80, 70,000. Computer will be credited 1 lakh 50 minus 80, 70,000, decrease in value. Accumulated depreciation 60,000 cancelled, debited. Because 150 to 90, accumulated depreciation 60 cancelled. And now there is a loss. Because 70 minus 60, you have a debit balance. Because the value is 90, but you are making it 80, 10,000 loss. So 10,000 loss, profit and loss account debit. Profit and loss account debit 10,000. Accumulated depreciations 60,000. And credit asset 70,000. This is I am saying you will do revaluation. After revaluation, whatever the revalued figure, in case of building it is 3 crore, in case of computer it is 80,000, you will charge a depreciation in future based on revised value. But first of all, we need to complete revaluation. Na? So revaluation can be up, revaluation can be down. Disposal में आ रहे हैं, आते हैं. I have not discussed disposal. Disposal I will discuss. But I have discussed assets. What is a non-current asset? I have discussed what is economic benefit. I have discussed cost. I have discussed subsequent expenditures. I have discussed depreciation, different methods, logic behind that. I have discussed revaluation, whether it's up or down. Once revaluation is done, on the revised value, depreciation will start. So in case of property, the revised value is 3 crore. Depreciation for future will be on 3 crore. In case of computer, the revised value is 80,000. The depreciation will be considered on 80,000 for future. But at the time of disposal, what we will do, I need to discuss. I have not yet discussed. So Arif, we will consider depreciation for future. Na? Let complete revaluation. And Anish ji, we will discuss when you dispose an asset, how it will be accounted for, we will discuss. We are not discussing the disposal and further part now. We will discuss in the next class. But whatever we discussed, same thing is written here. Same thing. Obviously, English language cannot be same, comma, full stop. Every time when I will write a different English language. You can do this just before disposal. Revaluation tak. Revaluation, disposal chhodkar. You can read all, you can do the recordings and all that. But what about past usage, who are not depreciating as we were? That you can't do anything, na? Because when you have done, you had that notion only. It will be used like this. This is the value. Whatever we did wrong in the past, we can't change. Past is gone. अगर आप कोई लड़की से दिल लगाए थे और यू आर अ बॉय और यू आर अ गर्ल और वो धोखा दे दिया, तो आगे दिल लगाना है कि माथा लगाते रहना है? सोचिए.
सर अगर एक एसेट क्लास है, मतलब जैसे आपने बोले बिल्डिंग और लैपटॉप का, मतलब मैंडेटरी है कि उसी एसेट क्लास को मतलब उसी एसेट क्लास के अंदर जितने भी एसेट्स फॉल
सबको रिवैल्यू करना जरूरी है, मैंडेटरी है. IFRS और Ind AS मैंडेटरी है,
और बाकी जो रिमेनिंग एसेट क्लास
उनको करना जरूरी नहीं है. If I am doing revaluation of computer, all computer, laptop in office and here, but property, camera not required. One class means one category. So all the assets in that class need to be fair valued. No problem.
मतलब जब लॉस होता है फर्स्ट ईयर में, जब फर्स्ट टाइम रिवैल्यू करते हैं, जब लॉस होता है then we charge to P&L और
बिकॉज हम लोग अकाउंट्स जब भी बनाते हैं तो कंजर्वेटिव, नुकसान को जल्दी सोचो, लिखो, हाँ, प्रूडेंस यू कैन से, बट फायदे को मत सोचो, डेफर करो, देखा जाएगा कब फायदा होएगा. Entry would be like this, but you are writing some figures which I don't know. You are saying asset debit, maybe asset value gone up. You are saying accumulated depreciation debit, maybe that has depreciation we have done, and that totally the revaluation is there. In my case, property. Asset debit, property debit 1 crore to 3 crore, 2 crore. Accumulated depreciation 40 lakh, and revaluation reserve 2.4 crore. So I am saying the same thing with a different figure. You are also saying the same thing with a different figure. Because in every question there will be different figures they will be asking.
Yeah, just because we already, before we will be making the entry of depreciation account after the accumulated depreciation.
We have to cancel accumulated depreciation. We have to. Even though the asset value going down, going up.
Cancel depreciation also, that's my like accumulated
Yeah.
depreciation account after to depreciation. Like
Yes.
we'll make depreciation credit also. We'll make depreciation credit or we'll keep that depreciation like that only.
That depreciation which we have done, that too already cancelled. You have passed entry in earlier years, depreciation to accumulated, depreciation debit, accumulated credit. And that depreciation every year transferred to PL account, profit and loss account, debit, credit, depreciation. So there is no depreciation balance in your books. You have balance in accumulated depreciation, but what?
Yeah.
You don't have depreciation balance. Depreciation is every year transferred to profit and loss account. There is no balance in that account. In accumulated depreciation, we have balance that we need to cancel. But in the depreciation, there is no balance. So what we will cancel?
I mean, the already return of expense, we will not reverse it back, right?
How you will reverse? If there is a balance, suppose there is an asset, you are changing the asset value. There is accumulated depreciation, you are cancelling. But some things like salary, rent, electricity, any expenditure or income are already gone into PL account. So they cannot come back, never. Because if you write back them or do anything, then to actually in the current year, a depreciation figure will be wrong. You are rectifying any salary expenditure of earlier year. So if you credit salary, then to current year salary payment will be affected now. So any expenditure which is recorded in PL account, income, they never comes in the journal entry again. Because their balance is gone, set off.
Yeah.
Okay. So no problem. We will be discussing further in this on Tuesday. But everybody, if you want to be perfect, do the recordings, do the questions, follow my instructions, then only you can become perfect. There is no other way possible for anybody. Okay? Thank you to all of you. Take care. Study hard. Tata. Bye bye.